This is a safe space where you will feel empowered to embrace who you are, supported without reservation or expectation, and not judged for being pretty messy. Hi guys, welcome to the Pretty Messy Podcast. You're with your hosts Michelle and
Zoe, and today we're going to be discussing different types of movement.
yes, there's like so many different types of exercise, movement, but I feel like this is a big topic because how do you even find the right movement that works for you? Because, it says recommended we should move our bodies 30 minutes every day. Like even that's just for a walk, but it is a journey in itself to find the right movement for your body.
Oh, for sure. And I think it's just about trying different things.
Yeah.
And even that time that you invited me to your dance, I never thought to try that before. And I'm happy that I did, even though it wasn't the type of movement for me.
Mm-hmm.
I think just being open to opportunities that come your way that are just hey, do you want to come to this? Or do you want to come to a class with me? I have usually everywhere has a free bring a friend something.
Yeah.
And then you can just give it a go and see if it is for you. I feel straight away because you knew straight away with dance, right? That it was.
Well, I've danced ever since I was young. So dance for me is very freeing. I feel like it's an inner child thing for me because I did it when I was younger. It's social. You move your body. And the thing about dance that I love is that when you're doing it, you don't actually realize that you're exercising. You're so focused on the routine and expressing through your movements that you don't actually realize that you're working out at the same time, if that makes sense. You get kind of lost in it because you're so being present, which is what I love about dance because I'm so in it and being present that after I'm oh my God, I'm sweating. I'm oh my God, yeah, that was a full ass workout.
And I think that's how you know that you're in the right type of movement when you can just get lost.
It feels
in
fun.
it. Yeah, it doesn't feel like a chore because I think sometimes gym can feel a bit of a chore, and so it's fun to find a hobby or something that just grounds you, and you just only think about that when you're there. You're not thinking about a billion other things.
Yeah, I think that's so important to find something that you actually enjoy and you feel is fun, because when you are working out and you're trying to achieve a certain look with your body or anything like that, when you don't have you're not working out from a place of enjoying it, that's when it becomes a chore. So you have to really find something that actually is fun and social as well. Some people like to work out with other people, some people like to work out by themselves. I think you just have to find that for yourself. Do you prefer to work out with people or by yourself?
Oh no, I'm definitely someone who likes to work out by myself, and I like to do things myself. Although I was doing pole dancing for a while, and I did like that, but I didn't like it when they would be come over and look at Zoe doing this, because it makes me feel too many eyes are on me, and then I feel the pressure. I don't like that, but I like to put the pressure on myself and go to the gym or go to those classes and just be focused on what I'm doing. I just don't like attention drawn to me so much because I'm a bit more of a softer, quieter person. Introverted.
Yeah, you're more reserved. Yeah. No, that's so true. Whereas I thrive off pressure, which is why I love dance, because you get put under pressure performing in front of people, and I actually perform better under pressure. It's I put on a show. So I thrive in a pressure environment, whereas
From other people.
It pushes me. It pushes me to come out of my shell because I'm no, I don't want to be lacking confidence and stuff. So I'm I really put the confidence on, even if it's fake. I put it on, and it translates well because it looks like I'm confident, and I do well in the the routine and stuff. I'm oh, that kind of slayed. On the video when I watch back the recording, I'm okay, that actually looked really good. But I was so nervous. My heart was beating 1,000 miles per hour. Whereas you're very different in that regard, where you do prefer to work out alone, where I do like to work out alone. At the gym, I think when you're doing a program and you're actually have your set days where you train legs, arms, all this stuff. I prefer when I'm following a regimented routine to actually be by myself, because then I can concentrate.
Yeah, I don't like to make too many friends at the gym because I just don't want to be stopped every 5 minutes.
Chatting
I
the whole
focus.
time.
Yeah, because it's really easy to get out of focus when
so true.
we're oh, hey, how's your weekend? And you're just oh my gosh, good. And then you have to do it another 10 minutes later and you're just like trying to get back into it. Whereas when you're at dance, like, okay, you're just going through the whole thing. You're not really talking about, off topic things. You're just staying focused and like learning something.
Yeah.
Which is a really
But it's also social at the same time because people hype each other up, but it's not social in that we're like chatting about our lives. It's more like social in that we're all joking and like kind of like hyping each other up. So it's very different.
It's more like a community.
It's a community.
Of dance, yeah.
Yeah, so true. Do you find that like you've tried different things? Like what hasn't worked for you in the past, like with movement?
Yeah, I think I definitely prefer, I love the gym and that's kind of part of my routine. I wouldn't say it's like part of like my grounding movement, but I do, I have like recently in the last few years found that I really love hiking and I love being like outdoors.
Yeah. Nature.
In nature, yeah. And I think the ocean as well has always been something that's very close to me. And that's why I always want to be in summer because I want to always be able to have that option to be in the beach and just like swim around and like be in the water. I feel like I was a mermaid in my past life, so the water is very important for me. But I think that, yes, group setting movement activities are not for me because I am more of a shy person. But I do think like sometimes I will push myself to go to like a Pilates class or a yoga class because I do want to like be in that energy of like, opening yourself up to different types of movement because you can get stuck in your ways of, just going to the gym every day and it becomes a chore. So like change it out.
Yeah. And every like style of exercise too, it does something different. Like, yoga is so different to like growing muscle at the gym, weights and stuff. It is very like
physical. And yoga is more for like your mind.
Yeah. And like stretching the muscles and like actually like flexibility and movement and mobility. So it is different. Like when I was weight training and then doing Pilates and yoga, it's so different, but hand in hand, like when you're like multi training, it's so good. Like because when I was like doing yoga, I was able to go deeper in my squats. I had more mobility because I feel like you lose mobility when you're not stretching a lot and you're not flexible when you're weight training. Whereas like Pilates and like yoga really helps you with that mobility side. So I feel like multi-training is like a really good.
Yeah, I think ClassPass is great for that because then you can just try all those things because signing up to a membership at several different places, it's like, it's hard.
Yeah,
hard to keep track of. It's expensive. And then you like feel obligated to go when you are signed up for a membership. So I think, things that let you just have a trial or like just choose whatever.
Yeah, ClassPass is so good for multi-training. Yeah. I love ClassPass and they always have like really good deals on as well. Like I remember I paid like $5 for like, I don't know, like 30 credits. Like, cause like how you pay for credits and then it expires and then they say, oh, if you want to renew, it's only $5. So I like would renew for $5 and get like 30 credits. And I used to get like 4 Pilates classes from that. It's so good.
Crazy.
I know. It's like their incentive to like get back on like on your monthly payments.
You there.
Yeah.
I definitely think it's good. Like my sister recently got like a Pilates machine at her house, and when I went and stayed there like a few weeks back, and I thought, oh yeah, like I'm going to use it while I'm here, but just because there's no one telling you what like to do it, and it's like out of your usual routine, it's hard to like motivate yourself to do that. So then I think things like ClassPass where you book it, you have to go, otherwise you lose those credits. Like you'll do it.
Yeah.
Whereas like if it's like motivating yourself and you're not used to it, like going to the gym and things like that, easy because you're used to it. But if it's something that's out of your usual routine, it's really hard to motivate yourself to like do that sporadically.
So true. I think that's like a big tip. If you're someone that struggles with motivating yourself, a class is going to push you. Because I feel like when I was like unmotivated, like going to a class, because I see everyone else working out, I'm like, no, I got to go as hard as them. Like I can't tap out on this. Like I really try to push myself. Like in those classes, you see everyone like just going hard. So you're just like, no, I need to go hard as well. Otherwise, I'm just going to look like a sissy. Like,
for sure.
Like you push yourself, you're like, oh wait, that was a really good workout. And then you get stronger each time because like you're going to these classes and you're trying to, even though you might be conscious that people are watching you, people are not, but it kind of pushes you that like in the back of your head that someone could be watching you. Yeah, it's a good motivator.
And there's nothing like the endorphins you can get from trying something for the first time.
Yeah.
You never like get quite close to there again. But like when you try something for the first time, the endorphins after, really giving it your all are insane.
You just actually have so much energy when you move. I feel like movement, I could never not live life without getting movement in, because when I'm moving, the energy I have, I just feel like so much endorphins, and like I feel happier, less lethargic and tired, because like, you have all of those endorphins running through you, and my body and like mind feel clearer too when I'm like moving my body. Like even if it's fall, like we go for a little hot girl walk for an hour and we're just like yapping and like walking, like you still break a sweat because it's like, it's kind of like when you're doing a lot of kilometers, like 8 kilometers, it's quite long.
Yeah, so, it doesn't always have to be an intense, workout.
Yeah.
Workout. When we go for a walk, like we just end up like in the city basically, because we don't even realize that we're just like talking and walking. So I think anything, like it can be gentle movement, but it's just moving your body, even when you feel like you don't want to. No one has ever done some kind of movement and been like, oh, I wish I didn't do that.
So true. You never regret it. Yeah. Like you feel so good about yourself. Even if your muscles are sore, your body will just eventually adapt to that movement, and your muscles get stronger. Your body is so clever and it's so resilient that it does adapt over time. So even if you do get sore, like just keep pushing through it. The more exercise you do, the more the muscle soreness will go away too. Like if you kind of like exercise and then you let it, like that soreness linger and you don't move, it actually gets worse. I feel like you need to constantly be moving your body for all the lactic acid to like run through your like muscles and stuff, and also eat a lot of protein too so that your muscles recover faster.
I think eating a lot of protein, I know we said it before, but it's so underrated.
Yeah.
People that complain, like I've complained about sore muscles before, but since focusing on my protein, you really notice, like, yes, you get sore muscles, but your recovery is so much quicker.
Yeah, so true.
You need like an insane amount of protein.
Yeah.
So you have to really focus on like trying to just choose options that have protein, like we were just saying before, protein pasta, like and then you've got the mince that you're having on it, or whatever you're having on it will have some protein, and then the protein pasta just adds like an extra 25 grams of protein to so that's like 1/5 of what you need for the day on average.
That's a whole another topic that we will make a separate podcast on, because macros and protein, all of that, like it's so important, and like that's just like a totally different topic. So, but what is your thoughts on like, how sometimes certain movements can be like strenuous on the body, like with long-term, like prolonged movement, like in terms of like running, like, I've heard people have issues with their knees and hips and stuff because it is like high impact, and like, what are your thoughts on that, like low impact and high impact exercises?
Yeah, I guess I went through that. I loved cross country running when I was in school, and I wanted to compete in like every cross country run that there was. But then since leaving school, like your body, obviously you're growing up and you're changing. Yeah, now if I run, my knees get so sore.
Yeah, so true.
And I think, you have to kind of build up resilience to that. But I think you shouldn't put pressure on yourself to, go to the gym every day, run every day, like go to a dance class every day or whatever, because it's
your body
just too much. And you're not going to build up resilience to that. You're just actually going to break yourself.
Yeah, so rest is just as important.
It's so important.
Yeah.
And I think, figuring out like the movement that you enjoy, because it's not just for a short while. It's you want it to be long term, because you need to move every single day, like even on the weekends or whatever, like just go for a walk or something like that. But I think, high impact, I think mixing high impact and low impact is really good.
Yeah.
And then like on rest days, just like a little walk is perfect.
Yeah, so true. Yeah, I agree with that, because I think, when you're constantly doing high impact too much, they also say it's like really bad for your stress levels. So say if you're high cortisol, then high impact exercise actually keep your cortisol up. So like you should be doing things like yoga and like Pilates that are actually a little bit more slower and allow you to breathe through and like be more present and like relax yourself and ground yourself. So it is good to mix the both, because if you're constantly doing a high intensity, high impact, like it isn't great on your like nervous system.
I think that movement is about your mind, your body, and your spirit. And, you know, between some kind of movement that you like to do, some kind of yoga or meditation that you like to do, and just some kind of peace and alone time, it's can make a really good mix for all three of those. But movement is not just physical thing. And if you focus just on the physical side of it, you won't get the full benefits from it.
Yeah, that's so true. You do have to look at it holistically. Like, it is like everything. Like, you don't have to be breaking a sweat and like sweating so much for you to like feel like you're working out. Because I used to feel like that growing up. Like, if I wasn't sweating profusely, I didn't feel like I was working out. But as I've grown older, I've learned like, I don't have to sweat profusely to feel like I've actually moved my body and like worked out.
Yeah, I had the same thing. Like, I wanted to be sore all the time. Otherwise, I felt like I hadn't done a good enough job. But I think that eventually made me injure myself because I was just like, oh, I'm not getting sore, so I have to work out harder.
Yeah.
And no, that's not. Your body it's doing things inside for you mentally and spiritually.
So
sometimes
true.
not always physically. You don't need it to display like symptoms that are like injury.
Yes, exactly.
For it to be working.
Yeah. I think that's such a big thing. Like, rest is so, so important with movement because, like, how Zoe was saying, even when you're like on your rest days moving, but like just like walking, like that's movement. Like 20 minutes a day, that's still movement. Like, you don't have to break a sweat and like sweat so much for you to feel like you're working out. Like, at least just moving your body a little bit will help that soreness and that rest and recovery. Like, just getting that 30-minute walk, even if it's just like slow and you're listening to like a podcast or frequency, it's going to help you feel grounded and like make you feel better mentally. Like, getting out the house and being in nature and like having vitamin D on your skin and just walking out in the sunshine, like that will make you feel so much better than like not moving your body at all on your rest days.
For sure.
But I think like, resting is so underrated. I think within the well-being space, like a lot of people, when they do get into fitness and stuff, they do have that toxic mentality where they're like, oh, if I don't work out every day, like I'm not going to get to the goals that I want to get to, like physically, and like I need to constantly be working out, otherwise people are going to think I'm lazy or this and that. Like, it is like a toxic mentality to have. Like, and I think once you kind of grow within like health and well-being, you realize how important rest is. Like, it's just as important as everything else that you're doing for your movement on the days that you are active. Like, you need to have that recovery. Otherwise, your body will not be able to reach its full potential. Like, you won't be able to push yourself the next week. And, like, it's important to have, like, 1 or 2 rest days, like, I think a week.
Yeah, that's it. You do want your body operating at, like, its maximal potential.
Yeah.
And if you, like, overdo it, you're not going to get there any faster. You're probably actually going to get there slower.
Yeah. And also, like, overworking your muscles actually shrinks them. So if you're trying to
really?
like, because if you're trying to grow muscle, they say if you don't allow your muscles to break and rest, because that's what you're doing essentially with weight training. When you're trying to grow muscle, you're doing progressive overload and like adding more weight to tear your muscles so they repair bigger. But if you constantly are working out that muscle, it can't have time to repair bigger. So it actually does the opposite.
Yeah.
So anything that you overdo is going to do the opposite.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Wow. What would you say is some movement that you haven't tried yet that you've been maybe looking at or you want to try?
I feel like I've tried a lot. Like, I'm pretty experimental when it comes to like trying different forms of exercise, but I'd probably say I want to incorporate more like aerobics or something. Like, I haven't ever tried that. Like, I've tried pole, I've tried like obviously dance, I've done hot yoga, Pilates, aerial yoga. Like, I've done quite a lot, but I would say like I would love to try like something that's more like performance based, but like acrobatic or something.
Yeah, okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I feel like I want to try something that's more like tricks and like kind of like how pole is, where you do tricks. Like, I love that. Pole fitness and doing tricks on the pole and stuff. I like doing things that don't feel like a workout.
Yeah, it feels fun.
Yeah, it's like more performance based because you're just focusing on like actually, like doing the certain tricks and stuff like that. But you're using a lot of core and arms and like trying things that kind of build my confidence in a way.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I love dance at the moment, because I feel like it's doing so many things other than just working out.
So would you say that you're more of like an inside movement girly than outside? Like you love classes, like you love inside?
Yeah, I love like classes. I love like Pilates, like I love dance. I do love a community when there's like sense of community, and like I think that gives me incentive to go, like when I'm really close to the people in the class or like the teachers and stuff. Like I enjoy going because it's like you almost like know a bit about their life, they know a bit about yours, and you have a little catch up and you do the class, and it's like
supportive.
Like it's like support, like not just like where they don't remember your name. You're just going to a class and you just like do your like Pilates set and then you go home, which is what usually reformer is like.
So true.
So I think I've realized like with dance, I love that sense of community because you do feel like you make friends with people that are like-minded like you, that enjoy, the same things. But that's all that we have for today, guys. We have our podcast come out every Sunday for Pretty Messy Podcast. So we'll see you then. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.